Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez, and I am honored to have with us Don the Dragon Wilson. And for those listeners and viewers that have tuned in with us over the years, you will have been with us from the very beginning when you guys just was crowdfunding for this movie, The Martial Arts Kid, and it's almost like we've followed you throughout the process. I'm very excited. Now you're here at the American Film Market, selling it to other industries. And for those that don't know, what is the American Film Market? Why are you here?
The American Film Market's been going on many years. I first came in 1989 when I did a movie called Blood Fist for MGM, and it was being distributed at the time. And I've been coming almost every year ever since then. So it's the big American version of Cannes.
Right, exactly. And so the Martial Arts Kid you've gotten theatrical distribution. You got some really exciting things going on. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's being released right now through a program called Tugs, which is a new thing in the film industry where they actually get local promoters, and anybody can be a promoter, and they book a theater, and if they get a certain threshold met, the movie plays there. And we're selling out. We're not just reaching the thresholds. Nationwide, we're selling out to almost every theater.
Now, that's an interesting way of doing business because, and for those that are interested in independent film, I hear all the time where ones go, oh, it's a big blockbuster, there was no story to it, or I didn't care for it. But this is a way you can support your independent filmmakers, right?
Absolutely, especially for the audiences, because if you have a promoter and he wants to promote it, let's say in New York City, right, but he doesn't get the viewers, of course the film's going to die right there. Right. But it's a way that films that are not comic book based can get and build an audience, can get a viewing in the theaters.
Yeah, because let's face it, we all still love the theaters. The experience of that. Now, being in this, you've got a lot, that has come back. I think you and I were joking about this. This is the only one where you haven't killed anybody, right? Like, you've been in a lot of films killing a lot of people.
Well, I did a war movie. It was called The Last Sentinel. And according to a guy on YouTube that does a thing called the kill count, I killed over 90 people. And now, not human beings, though. It's a sci-fi for the Sci-Fi Channel.
That doesn't, see, that's okay, actually. We want more.
Okay. The bad guys. They weren't human beings. They were genetically modified whatevers. Yeah, okay. So I killed over 90 of them. But in this movie, no, it's a family film. It is a very strong anti-bullying theme. There's a love story, and I think it's a departure from what I've normally done, and it's really opened up a new audience for me.
Now, speaking of a new audience, when you think of martial arts, you think of some notable names out there, and you, though, there's a difference between you and those other names. You've actually competed. You do these things. You've done the actual competition. A lot of these other actors haven't gone there, but they're known for martial arts. Is that correct?
Yes. I don't want to say that they haven't done it. They have done a little competitions. Right. But Chuck Norris and I are the only ones really starring in movies who were world famous international competitors in the martial arts before we ever did our first line of dialogue. Whereas there are many stars that I have much respect for that actually never competed. Jackie Chan. Jet Li did do wushu, which was not fighting to the knockout like I did. Right. But and it's nothing to be derogatory. We don't know if Clint Eastwood can shoot a gun. Yeah. He's not an expert marksman. That's true. But he can fake it in the movies. And by the way, I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, so I'm saying you don't have to be able to shoot a gun to be an action star. But true. There's a certain kind of, I think, a different fan base to the real people who really performed in the martial arts. And whether Bruce Lee competed or not is not the question. Everybody could see his talent, even the champions of his day, just in a demonstration. So we respect that in the martial arts, and I think that's one of the things that helped me and Chuck be successful.
Now, in this film, you are the one that actually teaches the young man, how to become a martial artist, and more of the honor behind it and the philosophy behind it against the other TJ Storm, who's played by TJ Storm. Yes, exactly, the bully, who's like, you must kill or be killed. And so, for those that are interested, maybe they're young, or maybe they're, they've always wanted to know martial arts. What's your advice to them?
First of all, martial arts is not a violent activity. As a matter of fact, it teaches you against violence. And it has an aura of, we're teaching kids how to punch and kick. We're going to have drive-by punchings. Right. And you don't have that. You don't have martial artists, because before you reach any level of skill, you learn discipline, respect, focused attention. There's many life lessons that lead you away from a life of crime and disrespect and the negative aspects of today's school systems. Martial arts is a big major force against that trend of bullying.
There's a lot of martial arts. What are the ones that you feel that people, if they want to get in, that they should go to learn? Is there, or is it just whatever comes your way?
You know what? Martial arts is to the individual, and even beyond the style, I would say the instructor is important. Like you don't want to say, or I don't want to say, just go to Kung Fu because I got a black belt in Kung Fu, and say no, stay away from Taekwondo. It's the Korean martial arts and Japanese martial arts, or the grappling, which would be Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. And I'm not a proponent of that, a specific style. It's not the style; it's the man. And you just find a good instructor. You should be able to watch them teach, maybe take a few lessons yourself before you actually sign a contract to take lessons. But I would suggest looking around and doing your own background check.
Okay, so speaking of a lot of the things that you've been doing, what's next for Don the Dragon Wilson?
Well, next coming out, I've got a movie called White Tiger. It's being sold right here at the AFM. I shot it in Thailand. I'm very proud of it. Cynthia Rothrock, another former competitor, is in it. One of the things, it's dedicated in spirit to one of the most famous martial artists ever, and that's Joe Louis. Now, there was a Joe Louis boxer, but there was a Joe Louis kickboxer. And he passed away just a few months after shooting the movie, and he's great in it. The star is Matt Mullins, and I'm kind of like the Tommy Lee Jones, or my brother says this. I'm in Men in Black, the Tommy Lee Jones experienced, gruff kind of character. That would be me in White Tiger.
Okay. Awesome.
I've also got The Martial Art Kid, which is a family movie, right here. And Jansen Panettiere, Hayden, his brother, and Catherine Newton from Paranormal 4. Matthew Ziff, TJ Storm. I mean, Cynthia Rothrock. Just great cast, great story, and very proud of it. It's winning film festivals all over the nation.
And if you want to find out more information, go to the martialartskidmovie.com, and you can find out, I guess, evidently where to bring it if you want to bring it to your area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Of course, they got to go through the producers and things, right. But the point is, people are getting nationwide support, and at this market, AFM, we're selling it internationally, and that's what we're doing right now.
Very good. Congratulations on all you're doing, and stay tuned for more right here on the Hollywood Social Lounge.